If you've ever watched my channel before, you're probably wondering what is going on with this video title. And if you have never been here before, hey Joe, it's Folks here. I make videos here on the channel to help you with your print-on-demand store. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the reasons that you should avoid using Shopify in the year 2023 to sell print-on-demand products. I started my first store in the year 2016. And in this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that I have learned to hopefully help you out. In the video, we'll also talk about some of the good things about Shopify as well. And if you want to see some of the actual strategies that I've used to sell print-on-demand products, make sure to check out some of the other videos here on my channel. And if you want to go through some step-by-step training from me, make sure to check out my course. There's over 30 videos inside of it. The best part is it is completely free, and there is a link down in the description. So there is likely two different groups of people that are actually watching this video. The first group are people that have jumped right into POD. They've either been working on a store for a while, maybe they're already running a store. If that's you, let me know down in the comments below. The second group of people are ones that I feel a little bit sorry for. They are the types of people that have discovered POD, they've gotten really interested in it, they've begun to do a bunch of research, but they haven't taken any action because they are afraid to do anything wrong. If that is you, let me know down in the comments below. Either way, today's video should be helpful. Of course, print on demand as a business model is growing. You can see this report here that is predicting that over the next few years, we will see a compound annual growth rate of over 26% until the year 2030. If we scroll down here, it shows that in the year 2022, the value, the market value, the total sales, the market scope essentially of print on demand was just over $6 billion, and they are predicting by the year 2030 that we will see almost $40 billion in revenue from the print on demand business. Now, obviously, for a print on demand seller, that is some pretty encouraging news, meaning there is a lot of money to be made over the next 8 years with a print-on-demand store. But the major question is, if you are starting, where should you actually build your store? If you watch YouTube videos, there's a lot of competing voices. Some people say to go on Amazon. Some people say to go on Etsy or Teespring or Redbubble, or to even create your own site on a place like Shopify. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you why you should not use Shopify. Now, one of the major reasons why you should not use Shopify is the fact that it actually costs money. That's right, just to open a Shopify store, you actually have to pay for an account, and for a lot of people, that might not be in the budget. The second thing that would cause me to tell you that you should not use Shopify is the fact that you actually have to build yourself a store. Yes, once you have yourself a Shopify account, you actually have to build yourself a store like this. You have to get images and different lines of text that describe your products. You have to put the designs on there. You have to build out your product pages, so that way when people come to your site and they check out your hooded blanket, they can read about your brand, they can find out information about the product, and you have to do all this stuff. You have to build yourself a store. Contrast this with a place like Etsy, for example, where you basically just need to create yourself an account and begin uploading designs, so that way people can find you in the search results. And that kind of brings me to reason number 3 that you should not use Shopify, is that if you are building your own website on a place like Shopify to actually sell print-on-demand products, you are also going to have to drive your own traffic to the site. Obviously, on a place like Etsy, for example, if someone is looking for nurse-related stuff and they go to the top and they type in nurse shirt, they can begin scrolling through. They'll get over 200,000 results to look at, and your stuff will just show up amongst all of this other stuff here, and you don't have to drive your own traffic. So basically, if you're someone that has $0 to start a print-on-demand store, if you don't want to put in hardly any effort at all in terms of you actually building out a website for your print-on-demand products, and if you don't really have any interest in generating your own customers or building yourself a brand or even just building yourself a community, then yes, Shopify is a bad idea for you for the reasons that I just laid out. First and foremost, it costs money. If you're looking to do this for $0, then starting a Shopify store is not a great option. On the flip side though, Shopify often runs promotions like this where you can actually start for a free trial, and then you can enjoy 3 months of Shopify for just $1 a month. Basically, I'm trying to tell you that if you are starting a print-on-demand store and you don't want to use Shopify, and the reason is because it costs money, then perhaps maybe you shouldn't start a business at all. And I know that might be an unpopular opinion, and if you can kind of understand my drift so far, essentially what I am doing with this video today is walking you through the reasons why you shouldn't use Shopify, and then I am flipping them and I am turning them into reasons that you should use Shopify. And basically, if if the reason for not using Shopify is the fact that it costs some money, I would ask yourself, do you even have the funds? Do you even have, the time to start a business if you can't afford a small monthly fee like Shopify? And I know that might be an unpopular opinion, or even just something that might upset certain people, but it's true. If you can't afford a small monthly subscription for your business, then perhaps starting a business is not a great thing for you at this stage of your life. Now, the second thing I talked about was the fact that you might actually have to build yourself a store. Now, you can see this store here with Aaron and Rachel. They've put this together. They're building a brand within this niche that likes to run and go outside, and ultimately they're building their own thing. In addition to all of the designs that they've made, they've also taken some time here to put this together. They've built themselves a home page. If you click through, you can also check out different collection pages. They have products for men, they have products for women, they even have really cool products for the car like this. And for some people, that amount of work is not something that they view as a positive, but for me, I think that's an awesome thing. I think that the fact that with Shopify, you can actually make your space look exactly like you want it is a great thing. If you are selling on a platform like Amazon, for example, you are basically just another seller on there. I would love to be able to customize more of my product page, and Shopify gives me that ability. I think it's a great positive that we have to build a store. We can design our space to look exactly like we want it, to showcase the products that we are hopefully proud of actually selling. And that way, when people come to our store, there's a specific vibe that they feel. We can communicate with our audience in ways that we can't unless we have our own space. Another major thing that a lot of people don't think of is when you build your own site like this, you actually own it. You're building your own thing. You're not at the mercy of a place like Amazon or Redbubble or even Etsy to potentially shut you down. You own your customers when they shop on your site, and ultimately you just have way more control because everything is yours. And the third thing I talked about was the fact that with your own Shopify site, you don't have the ability of being shown on the page with everybody else to get free traffic. And again, I would basically say that that is a good thing, right? If I'm starting a print-on-demand store, I don't want to be lumped amongst over 200,000 others that are also doing very similar things to me. For example, if I wanted to start a print-on-demand store because I love to run and I was going to open up an Etsy shop, and I started creating different print-on-demand products that really represented, the running niche. I created different designs with quotes on them or graphics and things like that. If I started to create an Etsy shop for that, to me, I would not want to be lumped amongst all 45,000 other people. What I would more like to do is exactly what Aaron and Rachel have done here. I would like to go and create my own space so that way I can ultimately drive my own traffic. And that is something that scares a lot of people. That is something that is a major reason why you should avoid Shopify. If you have no interest in growing a community inside of your niche, if you have no interest in growing yourself a brand and getting fans and ultimately driving your own customers to come and check out your stuff, then maybe Shopify isn't a great option for you. When it comes to driving traffic, there is really 3 different ways that you can actually do it. The first is you can run ads on social media. Yes, I said ads on social media. That is a major benefit to selling on Shopify, is the fact that we can actually use social media to promote our things. Social media is a great place to find customers. People are more comfortable than ever browsing different products and ultimately paying for things that they discovered on a place like Instagram or even on Facebook for that matter. And of course, I'm not saying that if you run an Etsy shop or an Amazon site or a Redbubble that you cannot use ads or social media. It's just not something that is typically done. It's not something that the customer expects to see on Facebook or on Instagram, and in most cases, I have seen conversion rates be pretty low. Essentially, if your goal is to create ads like this and begin driving traffic to your Etsy shop, I'm not sure that customers are really going to vibe well with that. You'd have much better luck using ads to actually reach people in your niche and then drive them to a Shopify site, for example. What's cool about ads is we have the ability to target our niche. Let's say that you are selling print-on-demand products in the hunting niche. You can come in here in the detailed targeting section, you can type in hunting and you can scroll through lots of different interests that could specifically relate to hunting. Or let's say that you are selling to baseball moms. You could come in here and you could type in baseball and you could search all these different terms relating to the baseball mom niche, or even teachers. I could come in here and type in teachers and I could see all of these different interests that would relate to the teacher niche, and I could put my products in front of them immediately. Recently here on my channel, I made a video where I kind of detailed some of these Facebook and Instagram ad strategies. You can check it out. This is the thumbnail here. It's on my channel. Another method of marketing is to do something like this here, where you basically create your own social media page and you begin to post. You begin to make content. Now, obviously, with a page like this, the owners of the site are jumping on camera, right? They're jumping on camera and they're talking to people and doing things like this. And ultimately, you don't have to do that if you don't want. Ultimately, you could create an account where you create images like this to promote your items, but you also create, memes, or you post other people's content and give them credit for the post. For example, let's say that you are in the fitness niche and you found some videos like this here. You could post this on your account and say, shout out to at whoever's account it's from, and basically reshare their content in an attempt to gain your own followers. And then, like I said, you can basically start promoting your merchandise as well as the account begins to grow. This to me is an amazing strategy, and the only place that I really would ever feel comfortable doing that is on a Shopify store. Check this out. This is an amazing post, and if you actually read the caption, you will see that it says, a huge thank you to the wonderful team at Mood & Co. for reaching out to see if I would like to name my garden and get a personalized gifted sign. So what this is an Instagram influencer post. Essentially, a store that is selling that metal sign reached out to him and said, hey, we'd love to send you a sign. You can choose any text to go on the sign. We'll send it to you for free. And what we want is you to actually post a picture of it to your following. And they may have paid him some additional fee for it as well. But in a lot of cases, a free sample will be enough to get a post like this. And when people that follow this man for gardening related content see this, they will see this sign. And a lot of them will likely say, I would love to go get my own sign too. Let me go check out this store. And he's conveniently tagged their account here in the post. As a Shopify seller, as someone who has their own branded space, their own website, something like this is a great way to generate traffic to your store. And it doesn't have to be scary. That's why I'm diving into these different methods of driving traffic, to hopefully demystify some of it for you. Because like I said, there's three main reasons why people don't use Shopify. The first is that it costs money. The second is that you actually have to build out your own store. And then third, you have to drive your own traffic. And for me, like I said at the beginning, that if you are not doing Shopify because it costs money, then maybe you shouldn't start a business. Building a store is an awesome thing. It gives you a lot of control. You can create your own space. You can create your own brand and make everything look exactly like you want it to. And then when it comes to driving your own traffic, you are in control there as well. You can generate your own following, your own brand. You can create fans, and ultimately you can scale things, in my opinion, a little bit differently than if you were just lumping your stuff with everybody else on a platform like Amazon, Redbubble, or Etsy. So let me know what you think. Were my reasons to not use Shopify compelling, or do you think that those reasons are really not that big of a deal, and do you view them as positives, sort of like I do? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.